You open your Pinterest analytics because everybody says it's important to check it, but then you don't know where to go, what to do, and how to improve your Pinterest performance. I work with Pinterest marketing for more than 10 years, and I know it can be overwhelming if you're just starting out or if you just decided to take Pinterest seriously. But fear not. This is the only video you will need to watch to understand everything about Pinterest analytics in only 15 minutes. First, let's get to my analytics so I can show you what is the main data you should be checking, where to find it. Later on, I will give you the same advice I give to my paying clients on what to do with all this information.
I will quickly show you how to access your analytics on the computer before we dive into what are the main Pinterest analytics. Here's how to access on the desktop. First, click on the left corner on Pinterest, and then you can go to Analytics over here, Analyze Performance, Analytics Overviews. You will see that I have also on my left. It's because I put it here on a shortcut. You can just click Add Shortcut, and then you can add whatever you want. Because I use very often the analytics and the Pinterest trends I had put in there, but you will find here Analytics Overview. Okay, so we have a lot of information over here. They are very useful, but let's just go firstly what you're gonna find here. On the top we have the date, and you can choose last 24 hours, 7 days, 14 days, 21 until 19 days, and you can also choose a custom period, and you put the start date and the end date. And here below you have an overall performance that is going to show the main analytics of your account, of the profile. And then we have under here the impressions, and you can choose here from this tab the engagement, pin clicks, outbound clicks, saves, engagement rate, pin click rate, outbound click rate, save rate, total audience, engaged audience. We will see just in a minute everything about it. I just want to show you like a little overview of everything. And below you will find the top pins. If you have products, you will find the top products groups. This account doesn't have any products, so of course there's nothing there. Now let's just show you which one of this means. Okay, let's start by impressions. So if you click here, it's gonna tell you. So impressions are the number of times your pins were seen on a screen. Here it's going to tell you the impressions of the whole account, but this can also be for one single pin. So when you talk about impressions of a pin, it's how many times it was seen inside of Pinterest. Then we have engagements, and engagements is the total number of engagements of your pins, and it includes clicks and saves. And also, like I said before, here everything is for the whole account in this period of time. And then after, you also find engagement for each pin when you click on the pin. Now we have outbound clicks. This is one of the most important things for many people. That's the major goal for a lot of people, and that's the number of times that someone clicked on your pin to go to a website. So if you're selling something, if you are a blogger, a creator, affiliate marketer, the outbound clicks is one of the most important metrics in your account. Because it's gonna tell you how many people went to your website. Then we have the saves. That's the number of times that someone saved a pin from your content. And then we have engaged audience, that is related to who actually engaged with your content. So the people who saved and the people who clicked on your content.
The most important analytics will actually depend on your goals, but usually they are outbound clicks, taking people to your website, to a store, or to affiliate links. Now, before we dive deep into the analytics, if you are someone who wants to go beyond understanding your analytics and learn how to actually get traffic from Pinterest, then you will want to download my free Pinterest Growth Blueprint. The link will be on my description or on the pinned comment. It's completely free, and I will teach you how to plan and grow on Pinterest.
Here below we have the metric. The one that goes by default is impressions, and you can add a different one. So what I usually like to check is impressions, plus you can check engagements, but I usually go to outbound clicks. And since we are here, I want to tell you the difference between pin clicks and outbound clicks, because you will see this and it can be confusing sometimes. So the pin clicks, it's when someone click on your pin. So when they saw the pin on your feed, let's say, and the person clicked to see your pin bigger. So this is pin click. And instead, outbound click It's when the person click to go to your website. The person click on the visit button. Okay, so something I like to check is usually impressions and outbound clicks. And you can compare here and check if impressions are growing, if your outbound clicks are also growing, so you can understand if your content is working for the goal that you want. If your goal is outbound clicks, so always check if your impressions are growing and also your outbound clicks. Never forget about saves, because they are always important to Pinterest. It's how they understand that people are engaging. So you can compare the different metrics. You can do maximum 2, and also you can go just by 1, like impressions or the famous outbound clicks. You can also check your saves and your engagement rate. Okay, so here after you go to this graph, like I said, this account doesn't have any products, so you won't see anything here. But if you had any catalog connected to your Pinterest account, you'll see everything here. And then after we have the top pins, this is something that is very important. Usually by default it's on engagement, but you can also change to outbound clicks. And this is gonna show you the pins that had most clicks. Okay, so here you're gonna see the total of outbound clicks in the period of time I had set now for the last 30 days. And you're gonna see the number of people and also the click rate. The higher the click rate, of course, the better it is. And then you can actually analyze. This is something that's very important that I always tell my clients. It's to specifically look very well at the top pins. And when we set here to the outbound clicks, if this is our main goal, we're gonna come here and we're gonna analyze all the pins that perform better. Let's say this one has 1.2% of outbound click rate. Let's see something that has higher rates. Like, this one has 0.3. It's because a lot of people save it, but they don't go to the website. And then we can compare, like, why this one has much more clicks than this one. So you can understand what is the design they are creating, that it's working. Let's see, this one has 2.1%, so it's a higher click-through rate in this case. And the click-through rate is going to change for every niche. So do not worry about it. And I know the niches change a lot. Let's say for recipes, the engagement and the click-through rate, it's much higher than fashion and beauty. So don't worry about your outbound clicks rate. It can be totally different. You have to think about your own account. Like I said, this one has 0.3%, but this one has 2.1. So I'm gonna focus, if my main goal is outbound clicks, I'm gonna focus in this kind of layout and whatever it's working better, okay? Don't forget to check other ones, like here. There's one that has less clicks, but the outbound rate is higher. It's 3.6%. So I can see what is working for this layout in a specific and try to replicate for any other pins. So just come here and check the ones that had higher outbound click rate and focus in this kind of layout. If it's working for your account and for your niche, every niche is going to be a different layout. Go with that. Try to replicate other kind of contents with the same kind of layout, okay? Okay, but don't check only just the outbound clicks. I know this is the main goal for a lot of people, but don't forget about engagements and saves. Saves, it's a good sign to Pinterest. The more people save your content, the better it is. I had some uncommon opinions about saves, and maybe I do a video about it, but don't forget about saves. They are very important for the health of your account. So don't focus on only outbound clicks, even though this is our main goal. Don't forget to have some specific pins that it's gonna be just for saves to help the health of your account and the health of your profile, okay? And you can do the same here. You can check the kind of pins that have more saves. Usually they don't have the text over the pin, but sometimes it already happened in this account. You will find some text as well. Not now, but I remember that during Valentine's Day, I have a lot of saves also with text on the pin. So if you want, you can also check the engagements, but I usually go with impressions to check which pins I have more impressions. Then I go with outbound clicks. and I never forget about saves. Then, just to continue, after the top pins, you're gonna find the top boards. You can also come here and change, but for your main goal, let's say outbound clicks, and we're gonna check which boards are performing better. That means that it's all together, the outbound clicks of all your pins in this board. Let's say this one is called fashion tips. All of them together in this period of time had this number of outbound clicks. So you can check which board and which, let's say, micro niche is working very well for your account. Okay, so these are the main important and details over here, how you should check it. And let's remember always that pins usually take about 3 months to start to get some traction. Lately, it's maybe a little less. I already had pins that got viral with 15 days, but have a little patience and check your analytics very often. If you're just starting now, maybe wait at least a month so you can actually start to see something. Then I want to tell you about another kind of analytics that you can check. We saw here on the left, you have audience insights, and it's gonna show you more insights about your specifically audience, or you can also compare with all the Pinterest audience. So here we have the total audience of the last 30 days, or you can also check the engagement audience. Let's stay at the moment for total audience, so we can talk a little about what is in here. Okay, so here it's the total audience of the last 30 days. Here is 2.6 million. And over here on categories and interests, you're gonna see what your audience is interested. So, because someone who goes to Pinterest goes to search for something, but search also a lot of other interests. So you can find here if you want to create a different kind of content that is gonna reach your audience, you can check here. Let's say the audience of this account is just 9.2% of people is interested in finance, but 65% is interested in wedding. So of course, if I need to create more content for my audience, I will go with the ones that have a very much higher number. Then we go for wedding. Also, I have architecture, 50%, 55% for gardening, foods and drink, 26%, children's fashion, only 7%. So you're going to see a lot of interest here and different categories that you can check and see what is aligned with your audience. Especially if you want to create new content, if you want to go broader, you can check here and have a lot of new information. Like something else, like if I want to go about art, I have 91% of my audience that it's already searching for it on Pinterest. So from all my followers, audience is not just the followers, but if I think about my followers, they are part of my audience. And if I create some content that is related to the ones that we see higher, like 90% of people like home decor, 91% like art. So if I create something about it, it's probably do well with my audience. Then we also have some, when we click, here's I finance, but let's go maybe to something that is higher, like foods and drink. Like from my audience, it's gonna show what, when I click, what they like about foods and drinks. So we have even more information. Like 77% of people is searching on Pinterest about meal planning. So in case you have a blog about food, you can check your audience and see what your audience is actually searching for, what are the other searches inside of Pinterest. So if maybe you have a blog about meal planning and you see that your audience also loves desserts, maybe you can start to do something else about desserts. Then over here, you're gonna find the information about the age and the gender, and everything here, it's about your own audience. Here, you're gonna find the country and the devices. And if you want to compare, you can go to all Pinterest users. Sorry, first, here is all Pinterest users. You can compare your audience with Pinterest. So again, here, if you want to go broader, not even just about your audience, you can check and see what people are actually looking for on Pinterest. And you can always click, let's say, home decor, and it's gonna show you what people are actually looking for. And last, you can also use the compare. You can compare your total audience to Pinterest total audience, and it's gonna tell you What's the affinity?
Now that you learn how to understand your analytics, the next step will be to learn how to create amazing and winning pins. So watch this next video where I will teach you how to use AI to create viral pins that will maximize your results.